This video is sponsored by Squarespace. So if you need a website, a domain, or an online store, make your next move with Squarespace and use the discount code Andrew Marr.
G'day there guys, and welcome to, I think the beach is called Big Rock, or the road in is at least called Big Rock. This beach could be called Cobblestone. Not 100% sure, but it's a beach that's just south of Gracetown in WA. I was looking around at the different beaches around here because I'm not staying all that far away from here. So I thought this would be a nice spot to come down to for a sunset. And we've been having some magnificent cloud. But there's basically three spots. There's this beach here, there's another beach around the other side of that bit of land over there. And then there's the beach near, or the point near the boat ramp at Gracetown itself. And all three of them are pretty windy. The reason why I picked this one was it was the least windiest. One, because I'm going to vlog and it's going to impact the audio. And two, I'm just a little bit sick of the wind. We get a lot of wind here in WA, and I must admit, recently I've just been trying to avoid the wind. I imagine if I go round to my left though, it's going to get a little bit windy. There's a couple of rocks, there's a whole beach of rocks to my right, but there's not a lot of waves, so I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to get much in terms of foreground interest there. I might be able to, it might be worth a look. The other disappointment that you might be hearing in my voice is these clouds. I said we've had some terrific cloud throughout the day, and we really have. It's been, quite thick and then breaking up and then really, really thin. And the closer it got to sunset, which is only around about half an hour away, it started to get really, really thin and wispy and just perfect conditions. But it's starting to, there's some cloud that's forming just off the beach, and it's coming into pretty much where the sun's going to set into view. And it's been very sticky today, very humid. So I think that there's lots of cloud building up over the land, and then you can see it rolling in, and it's going to basically roll straight in front of the sunset. And now I look out there, I can just see another bank of clouds right on the horizon. So we're not going to get a sunset, but usually with something high in the sky, it catches some light and some color. I'm just not 100% sure what to do. In the end, I can't really control the clouds, so they are, and they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm going to go round to my left here and go for a bit of an explore and see whether I can find something interesting that catches my eye for some foreground, and then we'll deal with whatever the clouds give us when it's time to take a photo. That sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Right, so I found a little pool here and it's kind of pointing down the beach northwards. So it's not really pointing to where the sun is going to set, but it's a pretty good plan B. And I suppose that's how I think when I'm looking for compositions. I kind of look at one composition, then work out whether that's going to be the best, you know, kind of size up whether that's going to be the best composition that I'm going to be able to find, or whether I think I can find a better one or improve on that composition with a slightly different location. So this one here is a good plan B in my book, because it's not pointing directly into the sun or into the sunset where the colours are going to be. What it does do though is it's actually pointing northwards, and there's less sky out, sorry, there's less cloud out there. The sky is more open. And so if all of this cloud that's coming in from the south behind me kind of comes in and over and blocks out much colour, there might be a chance that some of the colour spills out north where the clouds are higher, and I might get a better chance of some colour and some light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count this as a second option. I'm going to head south that way, and then I have to walk back this way anyway to get to the car. So I might just leave enough time up my sleeve to come back here and check this one out. We'll see how we go. Right, well, this could be a shot. Hopefully the waves come in pretty close, because I've got some nice rocks here in front of me, and either maybe here got some framing. There's larger rocks or boulders either side that might frame it quite nicely. Although up here I get a better angle. All right, let's get set up just before sunset. This has been frustrating, to say the least. The clouds keep on changing. That bank of cloud on the horizon keeps on getting bigger. It's obviously a system that's off the coast to the west and is moving east, so it's moving towards us. And then we've got these other smaller clouds that are kind of passing by, pretty much south to north. I've got set up. I decided to go with a wide angle. Once again, I'm at just over 16, maybe 16 and a half, 17 mil on the 14 to 30. Nikon Z7 here. And I've been playing around with a different approach with the filters. Hang on a sec. This might actually be the one wave that I'm waiting for. That is actually quite nice. I have been waiting here for about 20 minutes for a wave. So as I was saying, I've been playing around with the filters. I've actually got a hard grad 0.9 and a 0.9 soft grad as well, because I'm just trying to take some of the light out of the surface of the water. The polarizer, if I turn the polarizer, it's affecting the foreground, but much in the midground is actually quite bright. It's reflecting lots of light in the sky. Because that's the other thing. Pretty much the cloud right above me has disappeared, and it's pretty much all started to go off towards the horizon. Anyway, I'd got set up, I was ready to go, and then suddenly the waves just went quiet, as if somebody had just turned it off. And so I've just been waiting here, and without the waves, all I've got is just a pile of rocks in front of me. But that wave there might have been the one shot that I'm going to take tonight. I don't think I'm going to have much. Oh look, there's a little bit of light left in the sky, or a little bit of colour should I say. You can see off to the north, that's all grey, so that never appeared, which I was hoping it was going to for that shot that I showed you at the beginning of the video. And there's a little bit of light, if I swing you around here, a little bit of light and a little bit of colour just off to the south, but really not much. It's a fair way off. Here comes another wave, maybe. Right, so that's the one time where the wave has actually pushed up close enough to hit pretty much the rock, or the base of the rock that the camera is actually on. And that's what I want, because it's the pattern that the foam is making in between what are going to turn out to be pretty dark rocks. I'll try and brighten them up a little bit in post, but not too much. But it'll be the white foam and the white patterns that the water is making as the wave pushes the water up, that will contrast with the colour, with the rocks, the colour of the rocks. And yeah, that should be quite nice.
Before we get to the next image, I just want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. No matter what level you're at with your photography, a website is a fantastic tool to help you grow, both as a photographer as well as a business. And Squarespace has got to be the easiest platform for building amazing looking websites that I've come across, and I've been using them for years. The way that the templates are designed, they make your images stand out without you having to do anything. Just upload them, no need for any code. And you can start building an audience by just adding a blog. And in just a few clicks, you can be ready to be publishing posts about your own photography journey. Your website can also be extended with an online store that integrates easily with payment gateways. So the process of selling a product or even a service is made really easy. So head on over to squarespace.com for a free trial. That'll give you heaps of time to set up your website. And when you're ready to launch, make sure you go to squarespace.com/Andrew Marr to get 10% off your first purchase.
So as far as composition is concerned, it's pretty simple. I did go with that large boulder on the left and on the right, which kind of frames this little bay quite nicely. And I'm pretty much standing, or the camera is standing right in the center and facing out to the sea. I've got this little cluster of rocks to the left, down the bottom of the image, and then I've got another cluster kind of in the center, maybe a little bit to the right, which is quite nice. It kind of off-centers that and balances the image up quite nicely. And then yeah, it's just a matter of waiting for the right wave to come through. I've just noticed, that there is a little bit more color in a cloud that is starting to form just up high, and I don't think that's in the frame. So I'm going to quickly turn this around, maybe into portrait mode, and see whether I can get a little bit of that color. All right, well, that is pretty much it. The light is quickly dimming and there's only the tiniest little bit of color off there on the horizon. I suppose this video just shows how prepared you have to be for that shot, because I had plenty of time to explore around and find a composition, and then I set up, and then it was just a case of waiting for the right wave, and I really only had one chance. So the image that I shared with you has just come from one shot. I didn't take a backup shot or a second shot, or there wasn't a second chance. It was just the one shot. I think I managed to grab another shot when I had finally turned the camera around to portrait, but I'll have to wait and see the images when I get them into Lightroom. But yeah, that landscape shot, I really only had one chance, because the light was, or the color was quickly disappearing from the clouds that were actually in the shot, and then the cloud way above started catching some of the light, and of course that wasn't in the landscape shot. That's why I went to portrait. So yeah, being prepared and making sure you got the settings right, a quick test shot, and then waiting for that right wave. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the images. If you did, please give the video a like. I hope you get a chance to get out real soon. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.